Hello everyone and welcome to this week's installment of the Blockchain Developer Weekly Digest. And of course you're going to see a lot of interesting news, a lot of freakish ones, and you'll get the freakish reference when we get to the second news piece. And yeah, I'm your host George, and without any further ado, let's get started with the news. And first and probably most important news that comes from this actually quite not that eventful week in terms of blockchain development news is the launch of the new testnet called Goerli. Pardon me for murdering this pronunciation, but my Deutsch is not very good. So Goerli is actually a new testnet that is proof of authority. So many of you might think, all right, we already have this, why should we care? Well, actually, in my opinion, it's very important, and I'll give you a brief background why this is actually like this. So let's recap what kind of testnets do we have. Well, we have first Ropsten, which is proof of work, and the closest thing we have to the mainnet in Ethereum world. Then we have two proof of authority networks, Kovan and Rinkebai. One is actually supported by Geth clients, the other is supported by Parity clients. So Geth has their own proof of authority mechanism called Click, and Parity has their own called Aura. Unfortunately, there is currently no proof of authority network that actually supports both. So any problem with one of the clients actually brings the whole network to a halt. So Goerli, that was launched last week, is actually the first testnet that is both supported by Geth and Parity. They actually took the Click proof of authority consensus algorithm, modified a little bit, and now Parity supports this new version of Click called Goerli, and Geth supports it too. So now, even if Geth or Parity has some problem, the network won't be brought to a halt. So exciting news, you will be able to test in a much more stable testnet these days without running the risks of one of the clients going down. So yeah, good job to the Goerli team. And by the way, all of this started from ETH Berlin. So great job for the people from ETH Berlin. A lot of awesome stuff has been coming out of there. Next piece of news, and this is the freak part. If you love writing your own opcodes and you don't really care about syntax sugar, there is actually a new brand new language for you to write. I'm not sure what's the correct word there, but like write your own opcodes. The language is called HUFF, and it's developed by Aztec, and is actually, if you're seeking to find like the most optimized performance from your algorithms, you can use HUFF and directly write EVM code. There is like no syntax sugaring, nothing is there. Probably very hard to read, not my type of candy, but if you guys are into this freaky stuff, I'm all for it. Actually, there is already a project from Aztec that has introduced and used HUFF in order to gain the maximum performance out of the algorithms that they're looking for in order to bring zero knowledge proofs into reality in this project. So yeah, if you're into writing your own EVM commands, go ahead and check HUFF. Of course, links are going to be in the description. Next piece of news is actually very exciting one in my opinion, and it's called EIP 1724, or also known as zkERC20, and it's exactly as you would think it is. It's actually ERC20 that has secret balances, that has secret transfers. Nobody knows like how much is being transferred, what are the balances of the people, but still through zero knowledge you'll be able to prove like whether you own these tokens, whether you can transact with these tokens. It's very interesting. It's again coming out of Aztec, so a lot of news this week actually come out of the Aztec group. But yeah, you'll be able to insert zero knowledge proofs into your ERC20 token. So now instead of you dealing with like units of value in terms of tokens, now you're using things called nodes. And these are like zero knowledge nodes. They don't reveal how much your balance is or how much you're transferring, but there is already a balance equation that if you that any balance can be split into multiple nodes, and when the nodes are brought back together, they will equate to the same balance that it was before without actually revealing what was the balance before. So there is this splitting and uniting of these nodes there. So with zkERC20, you're now going to be transacting with nodes instead of value. Only the sender and the receiver will know what the actual value is there. However, it's still safe because through zero knowledge proofs and zero knowledge computations, you'll be able to verify that this is a valid transaction, there is no double spending, and everything has been correct. So very, very interesting, a large, huge problem that has been raised by many like businesses and business cases. How do I not sacrifice the security and the sanity of my data through zk while not revealing way too much to the audience? So keep an eye on EIP 1724 because it's going to be very interesting. Next piece of news out of the scalability and adoption section comes out of Plasma Group. So Plasma Group is a new group that actually have created multiple repositories and multiple tools for you to spawn on your own Plasma network. Currently it is Plasma Cache. And you can do very, very interesting stuff. Like in just a few simple commands, you can launch your own Plasma network. You can launch your validator, of course. You can connect it to Rinkebai, so the Plasma validator is actually submitting proofs and blocks into Rinkebai. And of course, a very interesting thing, you can spawn it with millions and millions of transactions, so that you see how it handles when it's like being swarmed by transactions. In addition, there is like public Go Plasma networks that you can join if you don't want to set up your own. So first thing you can do is you can spawn your own network and use it for your use case, or you can join other such networks that are already there through the use of the Plasma Group client. So very, very interesting project to keep an eye on. If you need to launch your own Plasma, you can definitely take a look at this piece and use it for your own purposes that's there, or maybe modified. By the way, it's very easily installable. It's literally npm install of the Plasma Group and you can do a lot of stuff. Again, link to the resources are going to be in the description. And pretty much this is it all from the Ethereum world. I have one other news that will probably be interesting for you developers that are looking to build stuff, or at least get some funding for you to build stuff. The blockchain network Aeternity, that you may or may not know, has actually started their own incubator, actually the second season of their incubator, called Starfleet. They have a cohort deadline until 16th of February. So you can apply there with your own idea, with your own tool. And so that you know a little bit more about Aeternity, Aeternity is actually very, very interesting network. Its main consensus algorithm is Bitcoin NG. It is has very interesting distinctions from the other public blockchains. For example, oracles and state channels are actually first-class citizen. The language that you write in Aeternity is functional, called Sophia. So you can do a lot of stuff. The mainnet was, I think, 3 or 4 months ago, and the tooling is actually quite good. You can pretty much do all that you want. There are SDKs in JavaScript. There are SDKs in Go and in Python too. So yeah, check out Eternity, see whether your idea fits the Eternity motto, and hopefully you can join the accelerator and see your idea working in your new business getting started. So yeah, these were actually the news from this week, or at least the important news from my opinion. In a quick recap, Goerli Testnet has launched. There is now standard for zero knowledge ERC20s. There is a new language for EVM programming if you really like not understanding your code, like people not understanding your code and you write coding in opcodes. There is new tool for Plasma development. You can spawn your own Plasma, you can join Plasma networks. And Eternity Starfleet has been launched, which is Accelerator based on the Eternity network. So you can join these two and make your ideas a reality. So this is it, guys. Thanks for having me on in this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at gspasov. Don't forget to subscribe, and all the resources and links are going to be in the description below. Thank you very much, and see ya.